So, all of them are going to produce more oil within a particular ratio. So the Saudis aren't lifting their oil output all that much. We're going to see probably a little more than 500,000 barrels a day coming on in August, and then likely in September, we're going to see another increase. But it does seem that demand is able to support this increase. I mean, we haven't seen oil prices dropping out as a result of this. I think, we've already gotten the kind of the war premium has come off. And I do think that the economic activity is supporting this. And it's an interesting move from OPEC. I do think it's one that we really should have anticipated, given how much OPEC has really wanted to unwind these cuts, especially the voluntary ones, for some time now. And so the fact that they're just taking this opportunity to do this now really should not come as a surprise.
Help me with some nuance here. So we've heard this story that Saudi Arabia's been pushing to punish some of these other producers for over exceeding their quotas. And now we have this news from the International Energy Agency saying that Saudi Arabia has been doing this themselves. I don't understand the nuance between OPEC and IEA in terms of sort of who's policing all of this, but what should we take away from this news that crossed the wire this morning?
I think that it's small potatoes, honestly. I mean, how much oil are they really saying that Saudi Arabia is putting out that's more? And on the other hand, you've also got to understand that during the war with Israel and Iran, Aramco was basically kind of reallocating its oil. They were basically focused on how can we make sure that if there is a disruption, that we can still fulfill all of our contracts to all of our customers. And so they were basically reallocating oil volumes overseas to overseas storage facilities, meaning so that they could make sure that even if, say, there was a disruption with oil coming out of the Persian Gulf, that they could fulfill all of their contracts. And this is going to show up in the numbers. So sure, I'm sure Saudi Arabia may have been overproducing a little bit. So probably was the UAE. We know Kazakhstan has been overproducing a bit. I think that we're really kind of fighting over small potatoes here in a way. Yes, Saudi Arabia wants to, quote, punish the ones who overproduce, but there are some chronic overproducers. I mean, Iraq has basically always overproduced. Kazakhstan has also been another one that has overproduced chronically. And I think that, there's only so much pressure that Saudi Arabia and others can put on these countries to rein in their oil production. They can put pressure on it, but at a certain point, OPEC is a voluntary organization, and these countries can, if they choose to, leave. They probably won't, so that's why they're kind of all doing this dance. They're trying to get them to cut production at least a little bit to conform. At some point, Saudi Arabia can always say, "Hey, if you're not going to adhere, then we're just going to all out open the taps." So they do always have that kind of card in their back pocket.